What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today I want to talk about Fortnite and its issues with actually ever being able to please all of its community. There is a fundamental problem with Fortnite and how they've been updating the game, and I feel like Epic has actually just dug themselves into a hole that they'll never be able to get out of. And just to clear things up, no, I'm not a Fortnite hater. I enjoy the game, I think it's a great game, but I'm just looking at these things objectively and I just really don't see a solution to this. Bring it back to late 2017, PUBG was basically the biggest game ever, and then Fortnite comes out with this battle royale. Most people didn't like it initially because of the graphics, because of the bloom, you know, whatever it was, but it started off really small and really casual. This was a game that I fell in love with. I understand that the fundamental concept of battle royale is a PvP competitive mode, meaning that at some point people will get better and the game will start to get more sweaty. Normally, when games start to get more competitive and more sweaty, the developers start catering towards those players and the game kind of takes off in that direction. Think of games like CSGO, think of games like Rainbow Six Siege. These are games that have done very well by simply just making the game more competitive. Unfortunately, Fortnite has been trying to make the game more competitive and more casual at the same time, and it's really just confusing. Over the past 2 years that Fortnite has been out, it seems like pretty much every update and everything included in these updates has been pushing towards the casual gamer. They're trying to make the game more friendly for people to start and play, which, coming from a business perspective, those are the people that are going to make the most money. The vast majority of people are casual gamers. So I completely understand why they're doing it. It makes a lot more sense in terms of a business model, but then they keep pushing towards competitive play and it just doesn't end up working. In a recent update, they added a mechanic that really catered towards the competitive players and they seem to really enjoy it. They added what we know as a siphon mechanic. Now, this mechanic is actually very simple. All it did is when you killed a player, you received some mats and some health or shield. Now, although this is really good for competitive play, it's not necessarily the best for casual play. And because of that fact, Epic ended up taking away these siphon mechanics and basically making the game a lot less enjoyable for the competitive players. Basically, the entire competitive community in Fortnite has been a complete outrage for the past month and really annoyed, and even starting a trend on the internet, the revert meme, which is trying to go back to including the siphon mechanics. Epic has been pretty silent about this for the past month, but they finally disclosed why they did it. So they say that everybody enjoyed receiving health and shields for eliminations after we introduced the changes in the core modes, but there was an unexpected consequence. Players at large grew more frustrated with Fortnite play, feeling they had less of a chance due to encounters with high skilled players with full health and shield. Ultimately, siphon increased engagement for the highest skilled 10%, while the remaining 90% were more frustrated and played less, which honestly should come as really no surprise to anybody. When it comes to high skill competitive play, you have a good player versus a good player. If they're getting kills, they should get rewarded more, and it just really makes a lot more sense and increases the flow of the game. But if you're just playing a public game and you're maybe an average player, if there's someone who's slightly better than you, it's going to make their skill gap significantly higher, meaning that the game is just going to be overall less enjoyable for you because you're going to be winning even less fights than you were before. Now, a lot of people don't really understand why this is such a big issue, and honestly, I could go on and try to explain it, but I think Dr. Lupo explains it the best.
Old Fortnite, this is how it played. Didn't have the siphon mode. Everyone, this was what we were used to. It was like giving us it's presenting us a cheese pizza. It's straight up, top to bottom. You know what you're getting. It's cheese pizza. You're like, cheese pizza. This is my only option. Cheese pizza is pretty good. We're gonna eat the cheese pizza. And over time, they make changes. They tune things. There's balancing, that kind of stuff. And the point of balancing is to try and find a game that is potentially more fun to play, maybe a more even playing field, that kind of thing, right? So eventually they introduced Siphon. Siphon gives the ability to get healing and mats off of a kill. If you walk over, you pick up the mats. When you get the kill, when a guy is thirsted, you get the healing. Suddenly your pizza goes from a cheese pizza to a cheese pizza with pepperoni or whatever you like on it. It's got stuff. You're like, you know what?
Chicken bacon ranch.
It's
Supreme,
a chicken,
dude.
Exactly. You're like, this is my favorite pizza. This is great. I love this. This is way better than just a basic cheese pizza. And then suddenly they retract it, and you say, well, I don't want a cheese pizza anymore. I miss my Supreme, my chicken bacon ranch, my meat lovers, whatever it is. And that's the basis of why people, if you want to look at that as this is why I want to go back. Why are people, you used to play that like this all the time. Yeah, and I was fine with cheese pizza when I had not had the new style of pizza. I much prefer this. On top of that, look at the siphon mechanic like this. If I'm playing squads, we're going to look at squads first. If I'm playing squads and I'm in a situation where I'm like, Tim's not near me, Tyler's not near me. For some reason, we got split for whatever reason. Maybe I landed bad, something like that. No matter how good I am, if I'm outnumbered, odds are stacked against me. Whereas if I'm in a situation where maybe it's a 1v2 or 1v3 and I get a knock on a guy inside a box, I can gain some of the traction back by finishing that person off, getting the HP and shield. And I'm not looking at it from a content creator standpoint. I'm looking at it purely from a gameplay standpoint. It gives you the opportunity to make plays, whereas, I'll be honest, if it's a 3v1 and they're all pushing into my 1x1 with SMGs, the chances of me winning that there's going to be really low.
So as you can see, Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tapman Ninja, amongst a bunch of other very large streamers are very upset about this update. But honestly, I think this is just one example of many more to come of things that Epic is going to add to the game that competitive players are going to like, but they're going to end up having to take out simply because it makes the casual players less interested in the game. Again, Fortnite has dug itself in a hole because it is trying to build a single game that is simultaneously catering towards two completely different audiences. This is something that I don't think you can do. If you're gonna create a game that works, you have to make a game that caters towards either casual players or competitive players. If you're trying to do both at the same time, one side is always going to be frustrated. So let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think Fortnite should do? Should they revert it? Should they add that stuff back and then make all the casual gamers mad? Or should they continue to have the game like this and have the competitive community upset with the game? But that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party, rude, but they all found